if they don't do what we want, we'll walk away, and it won't be a no deal. It will be an Australian deal, which is a new word for a no deal, and something about fish.
So, yes, basically, this is the UK's approach to negotiations, published this morning by Michael Gove, who is leading those negotiations, and it's basically setting out the UK's opening position in the trade deal talks, which have until the end of December to conclude. And what Michael Gove is saying, in short, is that if we get a Canada-style free trade agreement with the European Union, that's fine. But if we don't, then we're going to revert to an Australian-style agreement with the European Union. But the catch is, of course, that Australia doesn't have a deal with the European Union. It wants a deal with the European Union, but it hasn't been given one. One of the issues that's been talked about is beef. The Australians inject cattle with hormones in order to make them grow bigger and fatter, and the European Union scientists say that makes the beef that comes as a result, the products that come out as a result, are carcinogenic, and therefore they don't allow it.
Yes.
So that's what Michael Gove is saying.
Just run that by me again. He's saying we can have a deal like Australia's.
But Australia doesn't have a deal.
But he's not adding that Australia doesn't have a deal.
No.
That's what you're doing as a top journalist.
Yes.
So we can have a deal like Australia's, but Australia doesn't have a deal.
But we're setting ourselves a deadline as well.
Right, you're fired. That would be the government's approach. That's why they're not doing many interviews on this, and when they do, it's just with people who bowl under.
You're firing me?
No, I'm saying if you were, I mean, sackable.
Right.
If the government could exercise control over you, or indeed your spads, pointing out to a government telling the voting public that we're going to get a deal like Australia's, that Australia doesn't have any deal, would be an act of treachery.
But we're setting a deadline as well.
Oh, I like deadlines. Tell me more.
June. So we have until, we're going to set a deadline for June for the comprehensive equivalence assessments to be made. Mm-hmm. And that's basically language which says we're going to try and get something, if we're not making progress on the easy stuff, by June.
But have we even agreed on what the easy stuff is?
No. So we're going to do the easy stuff first.
We're going to do what we say is the easy stuff, but which the European Union might consider to be quite complicated.
Yes, well, we're going to do that first.
Yes.
And if we're making progress by June, then great. We've got 6 months to get our Canada-style deal in place. But if we're not, then we're going to go for Australia.